And continuing through the card here, we got Nathaniel Wood taking on Andre Fili. This is a fight between two guys that are down to brawl, but are also very technical, and should be a good one. Nathaniel Wood, he's recently moved up to 145. He got the win over Charles Rosa in his first 145 fight, then came back, got another victory in his last one, so he's 2-0 so far in this weight class. Fili had a good showing in his last fight. He beat Bill Algeo and looked pretty solid. And Fili, he's a guy that's been around for a long time. He is young in terms of age, but in terms of, MMA age, he's a lot older. He has been in the UFC for almost a decade at this point, if not over 10 years. And he's been fighting, some of the highest level fighters since the beginning. So he's a very good guy that's been around for a long time, but he, in my opinion, was a little bit better a few years ago. His hands were faster, sharper. He had cleaner counters. His last fight, his kicks were on point, but I feel like his hands were a little bit slower, and he was a little bit plottier with his footwork as well. And Fili's always been a guy that's had good pull counters, good length, but his defense isn't the greatest. He can be hit, and he likes to fight in the pocket. He has a dangerous kind of style. He has a good head kick, and his double legs on point. I think he should try to grapple in this one and mix it up. It was impressive that he was able to control the back of Bill Algeo in his last fight in the third round. And Algeo's a guy that is notorious for being extremely hard to control on the mat. So that was impressive from Fili. But yeah, I feel like in this one he needs to use that wrestling, mix it up to try to beat a guy like Nathaniel Wood. And cardio-wise, Fili always comes in good shape, and he always is someone that's willing to fight hard. I do think his chin is a little suspect at this point. He's taking a lot of damage. We've seen him dropped in fights. We've seen him finished by strikes quick in a recent loss against Joe Anderson Brito. And Nathaniel Wood, he flashed a lot of power in his last fight. He was rocking his opponent, and he got a couple of knockdowns. And I feel like Nathaniel Wood, he has very good boxing, and both these guys like to live in the pocket, but I think Wood is a little bit sharper. Wood is a southpaw. He has nice leg kicks too, which I think could be effective in this fight. And Wood's takedown defense and overall grappling defense is a little bit questionable, but I do think he's improved a lot with his takedown defense, even though it hasn't been tested. He was able to defend the majority of the takedowns against Charles Rosa, who isn't a great grappler or wrestler, but he's solid. And I feel like Wood on the feet is going to be able to get inside and land those counter hooks. He's going to be the faster guy in and out with his feet. He's going to be able to manipulate distance and control distance better. I think the leg kicks are going to be a factor. I feel like his power is going to be a factor. And I actually think Nathaniel Wood is going to get the knockout in this one. I don't know if it's going to be the first or second round, but I feel like Nathaniel Wood's going to catch him and hurt Fili and then put him out here. So Nathaniel Wood finally getting to fight in England, where he's been wanting to fight for a long time. It's disappointing. I feel like they should have thrown that Laurent Murphy versus Wood fight. They're both on the same card. They should have gave it to us. They have some beef. But Fili versus Wood's a really good fight anyways. And I'm going to pick Nathaniel Wood. I'll say he gets the KO TKO finish here.